In this week's CBS 58 Hometowns, we're previewing an annual event that's making its return this weekend.
Yeah, we're talking about the Milwaukee Marathon. Alexis Staniec live near Bradford Beach on Milwaukee's lakefront with a preview of this weekend's race. Hello, Alexis.
Hi, Bill and Amanda. Yeah, we're talking about the Milwaukee Marathon, but first we're talking about how to kind of prepare for something like that. I'm here with Sarah. She's a member of the OMG Run Club in Milwaukee. This took her from no running to running a marathon. So I love it. I want to hear the story. Kind of talk to us about how you got involved in this group.
Yeah, so my husband actually started running with the group. Just was a runner looking for people to hang out with, looking for new routes. Found OMG, went to their Saturday run that they run at 8 a.m. Right in front of Collectivo, and he did that for a while, and I was like, well, if he can do it, I'll give it a try. So I went to one run with him, and honestly, I had never run before. I went to one run, and I've been coming back ever since. Within the year of running with them, I went from being not a runner at all to running my first marathon in January. It's just the community of people of running. I absolutely fell in love with them. I have some great friends there now, and we run with them every week.
And that's so sweet to get that kind of group support, but on top of that, it kind of supports every type of lifestyle. We've got people that run in the morning, maybe you like to run in the evening, but it's flexible. Tell us about all the different opportunities within this group.
Yeah, we have a wide range of people that show up, all ages, all abilities, all different types of runs that people do. We do 2 runs every day, one in the morning, one in the evening, runs on the weekend. So it's really just free to whenever people want to show up, whenever their schedule works, whatever their ability is, if they're a long-term seasoned runner or if they've never run before and they just want to see what this is about.
And my favorite thing is I'm thinking back to January when it was feels like 40 below, and these people were out here running because there's a prize at the end. Tell us more about that. That sounds just so cool.
Oh yeah, we do these runs year-round, week in, week out. We actually have a winter points competition. So the colder it is, the more points you actually get for running, and that surprisingly brings a lot of people out. There's a T-shirt that we do every year, and the only prize is the bragging rights on the back of the T-shirt. The more points you get, the higher you are on the T-shirt. And there's teams, so whether you know people in the group or you get assigned to a team, whatever it is, you kind of have that community of people as well that you kind of go to these runs with and kind of try to challenge other teams and see which team comes out on top.
I love that. Lots of support within this club, and they're helping each other train for the marathon coming up this weekend, which we'll talk more about in about a half hour. Back to you.
All right, sounds good, Alexis. Thank you.
Runners across Milwaukee will lace up their shoes this weekend for the return of the Milwaukee Marathon.
Let's check back in with Alexis Staniec, who is live near Bradford Beach with more on this weekend's race. Hi, Alexis.
Hi, Bill and Amanda. Yeah, the Milwaukee Marathon this weekend, which is so exciting. Might be a little bit scary for some people, 26.2 miles, but we've got some people that went from no running to completely running marathons. I'm here with Sarah and her husband, Richard. They're part of the Run Club OMG here in Milwaukee. And kind of tell us about your experience running the marathon. How did that feel for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So honestly, the marathon is the celebration of all your hard work. So training for a marathon takes about 16 weeks of dedication, day in and day out, running on cold days, rainy days, on really getting your body ready to do that distance of 26.2 miles. And I absolutely loved everything about running my first marathon, training for my first marathon, and obviously having a running group is really helpful to kind of get you through those tough miles.
And this route is pretty cool. It takes you right near the beach where we're standing here, and then kind of where does it go after that?
Yeah, so I believe it actually starts a little bit south right in front of Summerfest and goes all the way north along the Oak Leaf Trail and eventually loops back around on Lincoln Memorial Drive and goes all the way south. So you really get a nice view of the city.
Yeah, and you kind of told me about how, running and joining the club made you appreciate the city you lived in your whole life a little more. You get to see all types of parts and all of the parts of Milwaukee. What has been the most impactful part of running on your journey? What has this taught you? How has this helped you grow as a person?
Running does a lot for you. It teaches you mental toughness. It teaches you physical toughness. It's something that I think a lot of people think is really hard. And it is, but it's something that you can be really proud of and that is good generally for your health and not only physical but mental too. I just really love how it builds a sense of community and yeah, I don't know. It's just something I really enjoy doing, and I think as soon as you start doing it, you don't want to stop. It gets really, really addictive really fast.
I think a sense of community especially as adults. It's going to be harder to make friends, but now you can during this kind of run club. And you told me earlier that if you can't talk and run, you're probably going too fast. So it's not a sprint, but it's a marathon, and this weekend looks to be at least a quiet start to the weekend. We have temperatures that'll eventually warm up as we head through the weekend. Plenty of sunshine for Saturday's marathon and half marathon. Sunday, though, does look to be a little bit wetter with more chances for some rain. Temperatures, though, still warmer to finish up the weekend. Back to you.
All right, weather will be important this weekend. Hometown runners hoping for a perfect day Saturday morning. Not too cold, not too hot, and no rain, or should I even say it's snow?
Yeah, that's good. And even more good news, the hundreds of people that will line up for the annual Milwaukee Marathon, you actually have a chance this year because Natalie's taking the year off, right?
I am. I'm sending this one out.
All right. Alexis Staniec is at Bradford Beach with a look ahead to the exhausting but also exhilarating event.
The Milwaukee Marathon coming up this weekend, and what a better time to start to train for our next event coming up in October, which is the Lakefront Marathon. And even if you don't run, there's a perfect and easy way to do so. I'm here with Sarah. She is part of OMG Run Club Milwaukee, and she went from no running to running a marathon herself. Talk to us about your experience within this club.
Yeah, this was definitely something I never imagined I'd be doing in my life, but I showed up to one of the runs, just thought I'd give running a shot, and honestly what kept me there was the community of people. They're so inspiring, they're so supportive, so much so that I went from, like you said, never running before to within a year running my first marathon. So that community of people is just a really awesome, great group of people to help you train and to train with and keep you coming to runs.
And I love the group support, and they also have flexibility within the group on different times to come. It's not just one run a week, there's multiple times to kind of get outside and do that, including the winter. So can you just tell us more about the schedule, and even in those colder months, what happens?
Oh yeah, so with OMG, they run so many runs year-round, week to week. So every day pretty much they have a run in the morning, a run in the evening, and then on the weekends as well. So works with all schedules, kind of find a run that works with you and just show up.
I love that. And if you're interested, you can find more information on their Facebook page for plenty of running opportunities throughout the next couple of months, especially now that it's getting warmer. For CBS 58 Hometowns, I'm Alexis Staniec.